By fossil fuels, we mean preserved organic matter, coal, oil, natural gas. And when we burn those, we create heat, which creates energy, which we can use for either fuels, cars, trucks, airplanes, or we can heat water and make steam and run power plants. But whether we're burning coal or oil or gas, they all produce carbon dioxide. What we have done now is put together a 3-county Monterey Bay public power where we're actually trying to buy all renewable energy. And so we're balancing things like climate change from fossil fuels with impacts of, say, solar and wind. So California is this leader nationally. We have the most solar energy production of any state in the country, and we're number 3 or 4 in wind energy. So we're sort of leading the nation in many ways. Solar, I mean, it takes area. And as you drive around Santa Cruz, you'll see rooftops. More and more homes are putting in solar. We have parking garages the city has, which have solar panels on it. So in that case, where we're using an existing building or a structure, wind is a bit different because we're using large turbines. And the biggest resentment that's been used for onshore, or the biggest challenge, has been impact on birds. We've got to rely on something, and I'd say the overall benefits of solar and wind far outweigh their environmental impacts. Normally, the further offshore we get in the coastal zone, the higher the wind velocity, so there's more potential, less land to disturb. They're now off California talking about floating wind farms. So right now the wind farms that have been built off Europe are anchored on the bottom. When you get into deeper water, it's too expensive to build a 200 or 300 foot high platform. So the ones off California now being considered are floating, which means you have some kind of an anchor, but you can get them further offshore. There's not as many birds and things to be disturbed. They're always going to bring marine mammals, but I mean, there's ships out there and other things. So I think that's something we have to kind of figure out. But there's lots of wind and there's no environmental impacts in terms of fossil fuel emissions. It's going to be renewable and sustainable. There's all this energy. We don't have to pump it out of the ground. We don't have to refine it. We don't have to worry about environmental impacts. We just have to figure out how to make these towers stable and put power cables to shore. So it's really all about economics, and I think the economics are improving.